City of Mullins administration and council members want to keep you informed. Please join us now for the City of Mullins council meeting.
I think we've got a full house anywhere, or as many as we can allow to enter under these circumstances. So without further ado, let's call this meeting to order. And I'd like to start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance as usual. And young Mr. Smith, would you like to stand up and introduce yourself and tell people what you were doing here, and would you like to lead us with the pledge?
Yes, sir. I'm attending the meeting to acquire the merit badge citizenship of the community. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you, oh God, today for this occasion. We thank you for those who are gathered here today. We thank you for our great city, oh God. We thank you for its leadership. We ask, oh God, that you would continue just to bring about the spirit of unity throughout our city, that we may do what we have been called to do and edify you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
The local media has been informed of this meeting pursuant to the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act. And that's item number 2 on the agenda. Item number 3 is the approval of the agenda. And I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Have a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, a motion to approve and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Item number 4 is the consent agenda, and items under the consent agenda are item A, approval of the minutes for June 9th, 2020 public hearing. Item B, approval of minutes, June 9th, 2020 City Council meeting. Item C, approval of minutes, June 23rd, 2020 Special City Council meeting. Item number D, approval of minutes, June 7th, 2020 Police Committee meeting. Item number E, approval of minutes, 2020 Special City Council meeting. And item EF, approval of monthly bills. Can I hear a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda? I have a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 5, under new business. Councilmember Robert Woodbury has asked to come before council to talk about a proposed zoning request for property located on Privet and James Street, or Privet and James Street. Councilman, you ready to proceed?
Yes, sir. If it's okay with you, can I bring up one of order of new business before then?
It's not on the agenda.
Okay. It's concerning an ordinance that we've already passed. When do we need to present?
It's concerning what?
An ordinance that's already passed. Code enforcement?
Code enforcement?
Yes, sir.
I think we're getting ready to, before the evening's over, we probably are going to call a special meeting. Can you hold off for them?
Yes, sir.
We're probably going to have to call a special meeting as it relates to garbage collection.
Okay.
It'll be up to the council on whether we do that or not, but I think they'll be willing to go ahead with it. Council, if you don't mind, can you hold it for me?
I can hold it to them.
Okay, all right. Floor is yours, sir.
All right. Mr. Mayor, Council, thank you for the time. In the packet that was sent out is concerning a proposal to rezone a particular area on Privet in James. My wife and I started a business, or in the process of starting a business, RBL Enterprises LLC, and doing business as Froggy's Bumper Boat Adventure. There's a piece of property. We've come into agreement with the landowner where the pond sits there. It's our desire to put a bumper boat park in that area in order to move forward with all the code and inspections and to go to the next step. We need that property to be rezoned to commercial, and so we reached out to the property owner. He's in full agreement, and he's also filled out the proper paperwork. And so we just need the next steps to be taken so that we can begin that process and continue to work with the county. In your packets, kind of just an overview of what the proposed venture is. Froggy's Bumper Boat Adventure is a bumper boat park that entire families can enjoy as an affordable cost. The park will consist of 2 types of boats, bumper boats for single riders and pedal boats for double rides. For safety, every rider will be given a life jacket to wear while riding, and throughout their experience at Froggy's, kids will also have opportunities to learn amazing story of Froggy and fun facts about cool pond animals such as turtles, beavers, ducks, herons, newts, muskrats. There'll be music, snacks, and plenty of fun. Froggy's Bumper Boat Adventure is sure to be a hit. So the vision is basically to have wholesome family fun and an awesome bumper boat experience. Our purpose is to provide a place of wholesome fun for the entire family while encouraging everyone to unleash the adventure inside of them. And so we hope to partner with other nature-like entities in the area to make sure it's a place where people can actually learn. And so there's the entire story of Froggy, how it will be themed, the logos up front. If you look at I think it's going to be your 3rd page, the proposed hours of operation, entrance procedures, unloading procedures. We'll have $500,000 worth of insurance. Every employee will be trained. U.S. Coast Guard life jackets. Everything's in order. Safety plans, everything of that nature. There's also a scope of the project. We want to start off in a very simple and minimum form. And so there will be no permanent structures, nothing will be built. Just possibly a 10 by 12 barn, porta potties, and hard form surfaces according to what the county will request of us. Multiple picnic tables, life jacket storage, things of that nature. And all of that's worked out and planned. Also on the next page that you have, you'll see some photographs of the proposed layout of the property, including where everything will be laid. Also the current dimensions. It's about 3 acres worth of property, and also proposed plan for that. And so what we're asking is that council would please allow this to go to the next step so that we can continue to work on this project. There are many businesses that are closing, so we desire to bring one that's somewhat COVID-proof. I shouldn't say COVID-proof, but one that we can use in the midst of COVID to where people can have some fun, still be safe, and actually bring business back to our city where many are actually closing. So we thank you in advance.
Thank you, sir. In addition to just point of information, you referenced the $500,000 liability insurance.
Yes,
Would you also have a indemnification agreement holding the city harmless?
absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay.
In addition to that, every customer would also form or sign a form of
waiver of liability?
Right. Okay.
All right. Any questions for the councilman?
Okay, so you're ready to go for the zoning board to meet
Yes, ma'am.
for recommendations to bring back to council?
Okay. A recommendation to bring back to council?
Yeah, from the zoning board.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I think we'd be well served to go on and try to put this plan of action in place and get them pulled together as soon as we can. I think we do have the people in place. Do we not?
Yes.
Okay. Can we go on and request a meeting as soon as possible to talk about this
Yes, I think we need to ask Bob about I have a note from the owner of the property. What more would he need to do before we take it to the zoning committee?
I didn't hear that.
Is he gonna sell the property to you, or lease it, or what?
It's leased.
Well, he's the one that's probably gonna have to appear before the board,
Right.
since he's the landowner.
He's actually already filled out the petition.
I think he would be the one to, since he's the landowner.
Okay. We'll try to go on and address this post haste.
Sounds good.
All
Thank
right.
you. So when is the date?
As soon as you get,
They will set it up.
as soon as we can go on and poll them and get them lined up. There is no agenda to cover this item. I think it's an item that's, and we won't pursue this vigorously. We're just going to discuss it, and I'm going to get council's opinion and advice. And that's as it relates to trash pickup. I think we need to go on and call a special meeting to talk about where we are, where we've been, and where we need to go regarding the trash. It's been one of the biggest thorns in my side that I can remember in a long time. So is council ready to have to call a special meeting and address this issue?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Is there a day, let's try to go on and, this week is kind of crazy, the rest of it, but, let's try to meet this time next week.
What time?
You want to
This
do
time?
6 o'clock, 3 o'clock?
Jerry, what time? 6 o'clock on the 18th? Is that 18th, Paul?
18th,
Yeah, 6 o'clock on 3.
6 o'clock, okay with everybody? It'll be brief.
Sounds good.
Okay, all right. All right, we're going to have a specially called meeting next week to address the issue of trash pickup. And I think most of you know, or we have been told, and I have no reason to doubt the veracity of it, that AWS has been sold to a company in North Carolina. It's a minority-owned company. I think Pembroke Indians, and they've been in business for quite some time, but I sure don't want to go through what we've been through the last year. And I think it behooves us to explore the possibilities. Yes,
Mayor, are we sure that is that confirmed? I know the last
it has
week.
been confirmed by the owner.
It's been confirmed.
It's been confirmed.
Okay.
And a memo was sent out to the Mayor Marion, the Mayor of Lake City, Mayor of McCall, and
They sent something to the county too. 'Cause they
yeah, to send some, and to me, confirming it. Okay, so let's just beat the dead horse. We'll meet next week and we'll discuss it.
The 18th,
18th at 6 o'clock.
that'll be executive session.
Executive session.
Can we add that item, Mr. Mayor?
The one you brought up earlier? Sure.
Code enforcement.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Would you discuss it with the clerk?
Yes, sir. Okay.
All right. And that's all we have for tonight. Gosh, we sure have been through a lot, and we never know what's going to pop up. But Councilman, thank you for bringing your project to us. And I think it's only fair under the circumstances. Anybody in the council got anything they want to mention, say?
No, but I think we just need to reassure the citizens of Mullins that our department, local law enforcement department is working, doing whatever needs to be done with incidents that come up, people still concerned. So I think we just have to reinforce and let them know that our law enforcement is doing everything that needs to be done to take care of that situation, that we have absolutely no control of no individuals. But we can let people know that we are concerned and we are doing whatever we can to help resolve some of the issues. It's in law enforcement hands, it's not really in our hands.
Chief, we have a TV show. We didn't do it today because of a lot of things. We're going to do it Thursday morning at 10 o'clock over at the chamber office. Would you like to address concerns? Would you like to have a spokesperson do it?
I have a spokesperson.
Okay. I think it would be very timely to do that.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Thursday, 10 o'clock at the chamber office.
When does that normally air, Mr. Mayor?
I'm sorry?
When does that normally air?
It will take about 4 days and it'll start airing, and you can access it on online.
There's a link on the
So I want to speak, I asked, can Tara speak in reference to, I know we had a downpour rain last night, so we had a lot of flooding in the areas But we've met the street department, and we've been talking about those issues, and Tara's got some information that would be nice if he shared with the citizens, so they'll know that we are not just not aware of the flooding. We are. We live here, we see the same things that they see. It's not like we on council sitting here, we don't see when the city is flooding, we do. But Tars has been working on some issues and trying to resolve those things, and I think it would be nice if he shared that information with us today.
Well, why don't we do that? Why don't we invite him to be a part of that show and give him about 5 minutes to address it on camera too? We'll be happy to have you. Thank you. Come on.
Last night, when we had the big rainfall from the storm, we got 3.77 inches of rain in less than an hour and 48 minutes. That was the event from last night. So anytime you have an event, when you say an hour and 47 minutes, that might be from the first sign of lightning and thunder to the first drop of rain. But that's the entire duration of the event. I worked last night till after midnight. The firefighters, they were out. I was on Lake Street. We had some issues on a lot of roads. But the pipe that's in the ground is not designed to take us so much water at a time. And once the time elapses, you give it an hour, 2 hours, the water starts to recede, which is what it's supposed to do. You got to understand, when these storm drains were put in years ago, they were not designed to take as much water as we're taking right now. Yeah. So, just to let council know, we got one storm drain / paving project going on right now that'll be going on here on Front Street. It's $199,100 worth of asphalt, replacing the pipe under the road right here in front of City Hall. All that's already been bidded out, and we're just waiting on the contractor to come in and start working. We just got approved for another $97,137 of storm drain work on Cooper Street, James Street, Dixon Street, and it'll also affect parts of Phillips Court and Marion Street. So those projects will be started probably late October, beginning of November. We're waiting on the state to give us the PIN number, so we'll be allocated the money to go ahead and do that work. The next set of storm drain projects that will be coming up is Broad Street, St. Anne and Dogwood, Proctor Street, and Morning Glory. Proctor Street and Morning Glory kind of run parallel, but that water system runs together. So those are the things that we're working on right now. Yes, sir.
But St. Anne should help satisfy the apartment project over there to some degree, shouldn't it?
It should. Now that St. Anne project is going to affect St. Anne and Dogwood both.
Right.
And it's going to also affect the very back end of West Ridge. The pipe that's there now is a 48-inch pipe that takes all that water from that area. Right. Well, it's rotting on the bottom. So we're going to have to pull all the old 48-inch pipe up and put brand new piping in. So that's kind of where we're at as far as the flood mitigation stuff. We're also active with the Tom Rice, the stuff he's doing with flood mitigation, making sure that we are definitely going to get a lot of some funding from that, but how much we don't know. But we are applying for that, yes, sir.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you for the job you guys do. I'll come right back to you.
No problem, no problem.
I'd like to make, I hope I'm in order. I'd like to make a recommendation that since many of our citizens do not do any kind of social media, they may not access our meetings, if we would give some consideration to a monthly mail out from each department in the form of a very brief newsletter, maybe, informational. In this way, everybody would have access to what's going on from each department. I'd like to see that. I know the police department puts something in our hands every month. It's like clockwork. We got information from the street department today, but if we could get that in a concise form that could be mailed out or ever how we get it into each household on a monthly basis, I think that would satisfy.
Would you consider a quarterly mail out?
Yeah, I guess.
Those things get costly, but what happens is, a lot of times when you send them out and doesn't have a format, people go to the post office, especially the post office, they look at it and they walk over and throw it in the trash and never read it.
Okay.
But quarterly, we might be able to put it in an envelope and make it more viable and more readable.
That sounds great.
And it would save us money. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to let the citizens know that Paramount Recovery still has funding. If you have not applied for this money, this is part of the South Carolina State Paramount Recovery where we're rebuilding homes. If you know of anyone who has not applied, please, before this money is gone, please go over to Marion, to the Paramount Recovery office and apply. If you look around, you see that we got a lot of new homes that are coming up. That's great for the city and for the county, but I want everybody to take advantage of this opportunity because we don't know when it's gonna come back again. And to add on to what Tara said, Paramount Recovery, instead of giving more funding after they finish this one, we're gonna start working on the drainage problem, so that's a plus for us also. So please encourage people who have not applied for the funding to please go and apply. That's Paramount Recovery. They have millions of dollars and we need to take advantage of it here in Mullins. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Don't forget about the census. Our time is running short. And if you know somebody, ask them and tell them there are people who can do it for them on the computer. It won't take over 10 minutes. But we need to stand up and be counted. Thank you.
Councilman Woodbury?
I had two things. One was for Mr. Gilchrist. The 48-inch pipe that's being replaced, are we replacing with another 48-inch or is it larger?
Another 48-inch.
And so for those areas, we're replacing the pipe, but where does the water go after it goes through those 48?
So that 48-inch pipe, if you ever go out to Mullins High School,
Okay.
and make the left or the right before you get there, like you're going out to Zion, that's Buck Swamp. That runs back into Buck Swamp.
So it's 48 inches all the way through there?
No, it stops behind the last house on West Ridge. After that, it's all open ditch.
Open ditch, okay.
All that's open ditch. All the outfall ditches in Mullins are not piped. They're in the county, and it's all open ditch in the county.
Okay, got you. And my second thing, Mr. Mayor, and also the Councilman Wilson, can we also consider with the mail-outs, can we also consider maybe doing an email campaign? If we can phase the two together, I know with email campaigns, we're able to tell exactly who opened it and who read it. And that could also help us to save money for that generation that's, to your point, that's not going to read the mail. At least we know how many people are actually opening the emails. And then from there, we could filter out the rest of them with snail mail.
It's an easy process. I don't see why we can't do that. Okay. Has anybody seen the sign outside of town?
I've seen it.
Yeah, I know you have. You try to keep it up. Is it up to date?
It is.
That's up Saturday?
That's good.
If you see it, it's been landscaped. Any potential scouts that might want to do a Eagle Scout project and help us keep that spot up, we'd love to have it. And but I do think that when you see any of the Anderson Brothers Bank people, Anderson Brothers Bank paid to have it landscaped, and they will keep it up on a regular basis for us. Just another great example of how they step up to the plate. Great corporate citizens they are. Okay, it's that time. I'm ready for it, and I know y'all are too. These are peculiar times we have all lived through. Somebody asked me the other day, wasn't I excited because Christmas was 4 months away? I said, I'm not worried about Christmas. I want to see the ball drop on 2021. And I think most of you do too. I would ask you if you will permit me just one small favor. When you leave here, not today, not tomorrow, every day in every way, please offer a prayer of serenity for all of our friends, all of our neighbors, and for a better Mullins and a better way of life for all of us. So I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I have a motion to adjourn and a second. Have a second? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.